Howdy everybody, Farmer Luke here for another week of Resilience Growing, which this week I'm showing you how to seed the most interesting named microgreen in your kit, flametree mustard. You've probably seen this one lying around going, what the heck is that? So flametree mustard is a bit of like more of a commercial name. It's also known as Mizuna or Japanese mustard green. Mizuna is a part of the brassica family. So brassicas include kale, cabbage, things like that. So they are vegetables that you are familiar with. Mizuna is not so common in Australia, so it may not be something that you've come across before. But for me, it's actually my favorite microgreen. It's got a lot of really interesting flavor and spice to it, and I'm really excited to see you guys get to grow it this week. So grab all the things that you normally need. You're gonna need a drip tray, a slotted tray, and your hemp, and you need to grab the flametree mustard that's labeled like that. Now the measurement for this is it's 10 grams or about 14 mils. So same as we were doing the previous weeks, you can either measure it out with a measuring cup or if you've got some scales, that's fine. So 10 grams or 14 mils, and that's what you need to do. So once you've got all that together, same as sort of usual, the Mizuna is very similar size to the broccoli and to the rocket. A lot of the seeds are quite similar in that respect. So again, I've got my sort of 10 grams of flametree mustard seed here, so I'm just gonna go along and scatter it over. Now the Mizuna is an interesting one because it's about one of the only microgreens that we grow that you can continue to let it grow, and there's some information about this in your fact sheet. So most microgreens will have like a first leaf stage, and that's the stage we normally harvest at. But with the Mizuna, if you do let it grow a little bit longer, you can actually start to get what we call the true leaf, and that's the leaf that if you're normally growing Mizuna sort of in a regular farming setting and harvesting it for the leaf, that's the leaf you would be looking for. And the true leaf has this wonderful zigzag shape and has this amazing color to it as well. It's like purple and red, hence the name flametree. It's sort of like this, looks like a bunch of sort of a little forest that's on fire, and I really love it. So that's something to look forward to with this one. You can let it go that little bit extra and start to get some of the true leaf, and it's really tasty. So you see here, I've seeded this pretty good, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, nice coverage. Again, just always making sure you get all the corners, get all the edges, and break up any little clumps, because you don't want them getting all together and not germinating properly. And I'm going to put it in my drip tray here and give it a little mist. Now the Mizuna has a similar germination time to the broccoli and the rocket, so you're looking at sort of like 3 to 5 day window. Again, we are getting into winter now, so you may need maybe a day extra, just depending on how warm or cold your climate is. And then you will get that first sort of harvest time around that sort of 12, 14 day mark. But with the Mizuna, if you can keep it well ventilated so the hemp doesn't deteriorate too quickly, it will continue to grow like up and past that sort of 2-week mark almost, and it's basically another week past that 14 days, and that's when you start to get that true leaf, that really sort of taller leaf coming through. And so it might be fun with this one, maybe harvest some and then keep a little section aside and see how long you can grow it for and see how tall you can get it, because that is a little fun experiment to do with this particular microgreen. But that's pretty much it for this one. So I've given that a nice mist as usual. Again, grab yourself a drip tray if you still have some spare, because it makes the perfect dome. Otherwise a plate or a chopping board is fine. But that's pretty much it for flametree mustard, or Japanese mustard green, or Mizuna. It comes by a lot of names, so maybe keep an eye out in the shops now when you're going around, and keep an eye out for some of those names, because it is a really great leafy green to try, and it's great in salads and great in soups, and it's got this wonderful like peppery, almost horseradish wasabi kind of taste to it, and it's definitely my favorite. So I'm really excited for you guys to grow it this week, and please post some photos and videos on the Facebook group, and we'll see how it goes. Until next week, I'm Farmer Luke, saying happy growing.